Funny, my camera seems so close today.
Hey, y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, and welcome Heather with Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. We're so glad that you're here, Heather.
Thank you.
I want to welcome in Prairie Living Twins, and the rest of the folks as they come in, we'll be welcoming them in as well. Let me get their name down so I won't forget. Let me go over our list of our current channel members real quick, and we'll get that out of the way. Life of Lucretia. Look, I'm tripping over my tongue today. Triple Threat Firearms and Defense. McKay 235. Ariel Viking Venturer and Victuals. Smoky Mountain Blessed. Gail's Southern Living. Artist and storyteller Donnie. Adeneer. Garden State So-and-so. Jennifer Ocean Homestead. Indiana Backyard Gardener, Shannon, My Little Homestead, Sweet Melissa at Coastal Girl, Musgrave Family Farm, Wellness with Frugal Mama, Ann's Place, Barb's Country Living, Judy Mae Collins, and Bartending with John. So those are the current channel members, whether you're a paid subscription or a free one. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. Hey, Deanna with Dee's Garden Adventures. Let me get your name down. I do want to say that I did get through everybody's channels this week. What I'm doing different is I'm not doing the watch time like I've done in the past for everybody. I can't get to all the channels, but I am sharing you out on social media. You may get shared out on Facebook, Twitter, Telegram, Quora, Threads, or YouTube.
Wow.
So I've got 6 different places I can share out. So if you don't see it on YouTube, just know that you are being shared out in other places so other people can find your channel. The idea is to get people going over to your channel and checking you out and maybe friending you.
Yeah, that's good to get out there in other places.
Yeah. Oh, my dogs are going to be barking. I've got the windows open. It is so nice outside. Let me tell you. So Deanna's asking a question about cooking beans. I have minced onion. How much should I put in a pound of beans? I was thinking of, if it's minced, I would put about a tablespoon. After they start cooking, if it doesn't seem like enough, you can always add more. But a tablespoon is a safe amount to start with.
Good morning, Nancy. I have a question. May I ask?
Go right ahead.
So if I make homemade chili, like with all the, the whole thing, the sauce, the beans, the onions, whatever you make your chili with, onions and all the things, right? Can I then can and quart jars that?
You certainly can. You will can it according to either, I don't know if the Ball Canning Book has a recipe per se, but you would can it according to the meat. So the temperature.
90 minutes or something. I'd have to look, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure about, that.
Yeah, I usually can it in pints because it's just enough for me or my husband. And it's usually 75 minutes. So either way you go, but I cook it before I can it.
Okay, cool. Because I was always wondering, how do you do that? And I'm like,
Yeah, so if you have leftovers and you got enough for at least 4 jars,
can
it up. Don't put it in the freezer.
I usually do, and I'd rather put it on the shelf and put it in the freezer. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Mine are barking too. You're probably going to hear the ducks and the chickens outside. You're going to hear my canner coming off pressure, and I will be walking away momentarily to remove the lid so I can wait 5 minutes before I remove them. So I've got to do that. And then we'll be done with the canner for a little while. I still have one more load to do, y'all. I took 2 days of cleaning greens and getting them cooked down. 2 days.
Wow.
I finally told my husband, enough is enough. We had 22 pounds of greens, y'all. I think I gave my neighbor 5 or 6 pounds of greens. So she was thrilled to get them.
I
Hey,
bet.
Joy. That's Smoky Mountain Blessed. I'm sorry I'm walking all over you.
Yeah, it's weird today. My picture of myself up on the screen is like so big compared to normal. It seems like I'm so small.
Yeah.
I'm like, hi.
Hi. We're
Uh,
practicing for Halloween, whatever.
yeah, I was. So my husband had a baptism that he went to on, what was it, Sunday, for a friend from work. And so I didn't go. And so he asked me if I'd go with and go grocery shopping while he was, you know, watching that. And so I thought, okay, but I needed to spend some extra time before I went and got the groceries so I didn't be sitting there waiting, you know. So there
Right.
was a lot of little stores before the grocery store. So I just walked in to all the little stores and looked around and I found this poncho.
Oh, neat. I like that.
Yeah. I was going to get one that was a lot lighter colors and I'm like, come on, Heather, get some color in your life. So I did something a little brighter, but yeah, it was fun.
Hey, Paula and Jason, welcome in. That's P&J Homestead Adventure. Y'all, I took a spill yesterday. I landed on my left knee and my left thumb. My thumb is a little swollen. I don't know if you can't really tell it here, but you can this direction. It's a little swollen. It's working. My knee is fine. I'm fine. But I was so thankful my husband was here because I can't get back up off the floor, y'all. My knees are so weak, I can't get myself back up because I have ruptured disc in my lower spine. It affects my knees and my legs. So I'm doing good, but I had been cleaning greens all day yesterday and the day before. Hey, Jake. Anyway, I've been cleaning greens. I went to get clothes out of the dryer. I don't know what happened. I don't know if my knees gave away. What happened? All I know is the next thing I know is on the floor. And I had a box of beads sitting there because I had done these little spinners for the summer and I never put it away, you know, kind of thing. And those beads went everywhere. My husband had to clean up beads before he could pick me up. It was so funny. If I had a videotape, I probably would have won a 10,000 thing on that America's Funniest Videos. It was funny.
Yeah, in slow motion.
Yeah.
Whenever I fall, like, you know, you're going down. It's like, oh, poop, I'm going down.
Yeah. Hey, Herman the Great. Hadn't seen you in here in a while. You changed the name on your channel. Herman the Great Variety Channel. Maybe that'll make it easier to find.
Oh, wow.
So I'm doing things a little different. I'm not doing the watch hours. I am going through some of the channels when I have time and putting them on a playlist, but I can't get to everybody, y'all. It's just too many for me to keep up with. I mean, literally, I'm over 1,800. I'm headed for my 2K, y'all. I'm excited about that. I'm going to do a 2K giveaway on my live when that happens. And I know Donnie has offered to do one of his personal paintings that he does. He does beautiful paintings. So that's going to be one of the prizes. I'm actually gathering prizes together to try to make it a nice giveaway. So I'm excited about that. I mean, we try so hard. I've been on here for almost 3 years, y'all. So getting to that 2K is a really big deal for me.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of work, you know, and trying to figure out what it is, you know, what rhythm you need to do and what people want to see. And I don't know that you can really exactly figure that out. You just have to
and
you.
And I may end up having to put everybody's name on a wheel and saying, hey, guess what? You get watch time this week. But what I am doing is I am sharing y'all out on social media. I've got 6 social media accounts. I've actually got more than that. but I've got several I haven't used in a long time. I may start pulling them out and just posting y'all's videos out there because people will go and watch your video. Now, they may not friend you, or they may, I don't know, but at least you'll get some watch time, hopefully, out of this.
Yeah.
And it's a different way for me to approach this situation. As your channel grows, once you hit that 1K mark, it gets harder and harder for you to make those connections all the time. So just be aware that things are changing, but it doesn't mean that I don't love you. I do love you. And I'm trying my best to share you out. It's actually quicker for me to go through a list of names and share them out than it is to sit and watch video after video. So I'm going to keep trying to do everything possible to help each and every one of y'all grow. I know how hard it is, and so I want y'all to know that. Heather also shares out channels. She's a great supporter of a lot of channels, y'all. If you're not connected with her, I've got her in my banners, her channel. I didn't have time to put it in Nightbot. So let me get that real quick. Oh, I thought I had it up there already.
Yeah, I try to share people's channels out, you know. It's hard, you know, and I'm like, oh man, I try to get the people who are either sharing my comments or, you know, commenting or,
there it goes.
You know, showing up on my live, or if there's just somebody random, like I'm here with you and there's somebody that comes to your channel who says, hey, I need help. I do stuff like that too. So.
Yeah, we try to help everybody that we possibly can. And I'm usually running somebody's channels every week, you know, whether I comment on every video or not, somebody's getting ran. So it may not be a lot of videos, but, you know, I do what I can. I'm only one person. I only have my laptop and my cell phone. So it makes it hard to do more than that.
Yeah.
Jamie's going to the dentist this morning, so that's fine, Jamie. We totally understand, and I can't wait to see your beautiful smile.
Yeah.
I really can't.
She might be so excited. She might be doing a live stream that doesn't end. She'll be like,
just smiling.
Yeah. She'll be like,
I need to have it done too, Jamie. I really do. I'm kind of scared to go to the dentist at this point because my teeth are breaking off and it's going to be hard for them to remove teeth. And, you know, I've had it for over 20 years now. And I'm like, you know, I haven't done it yet. So maybe I won't do it. Who knows? I'm glad I made you laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to bounce around. You know, as your channel grows, you bounce around. And eventually, you can't follow everybody that you followed early on. You can go back and touch base with people, you know, through collaborations and other things. And I think everybody should understand that, you know, sometimes we just lose touch. We don't mean to, but it happens. And so I wanted to really impress upon y'all, you know, look at the people that are around you now that are supporting your channel right now. Those are your people. Get to know them very, very well because they're going to come back to help you in the future. There will be people that come through that will grow faster than you and leave you in the dust and not even look back. There are a lot of people out there like that. I'm not one of those people. I love everybody and I try to keep up with everybody's channel, but I can't. So just be aware of that.
Yeah. Yep. I agree with that. With
Deanna said, I bet the song you made for Susan is awesome as the one you made for Jesse and Lisa, Jake. I didn't know he made me a song. I'll have to go check that out. That's neat, Jake. I've got a grandson that is on YouTube now. His channel's really, really small, y'all. And he's making his own music. And I told him, I said, you need to go in there and place a copyright on everything you're putting out because people will steal your music if you don't. And you don't want that to happen. he's quite creative that way. And so I'm really pleased. He's self-taught, which is amazing. He's self-taught on a keyboard. So,
Oh, that's nice.
yeah. So I'm excited about that.
I like to pretend I know how to play instruments.
Well, I played piano when I was in elementary school. I got up to the third year and the teacher ran off with the money. So we never got that third year lessons, and my dad wouldn't pay for anybody else to teach me after that.
Yeah, but still, 2 years, that's pretty good.
So I still know all my right hand notes. I don't remember my left hand notes. It's just weird because I guess because I'm right handed. I don't know. It's just weird. Anyway.
Yeah.
We're going to be light and airy today. We're not going to get into a whole lot of stuff, but I did want to share with y'all some of the teas that I'm doing and some of the things I'm doing for the diabetes real quick. I'm doing mulberry. If y'all can see this label. You can get this on Amazon if you're interested in it. I'm not promoting it. It's just something I'm using. I'm paying for. I'm not affiliated with them, whatever. But mulberry is supposed to be very good for diabetes. So if you have a mulberry tree in your yard, collect those leaves and those berries, because guess what? It's good for diabetics. It helps to control your sugar. So that's one thing I'm doing. I'm also doing cinnamon. I take a teaspoon of cinnamon and put it in a glass of water at night. Let it sit overnight so it absorbs all that water and it doesn't clump up on you. And then I'm drinking that throughout the day. I'm also doing teas. Now, this one is, I chose these two this morning. This is guanabana. It's also called soursop tea. It is anti-inflammatory, anti-diabetic, a mood enhancer, immune booster, may treat cancer, antioxidants, digestive health, pain relief, helps with sleep, and antibacterial. I research everything that I use.
Yeah, that's important to do.
So, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not even a somebody that can teach you nutrition, but I research everything that I'm doing and I label it so I know exactly what I'm getting. So that's one of them, and this is called guanabana. It's by Tannin Tea, Tadin Tea, Tadin, Tadin Tea. And then my favorite tea of all time is Red Zinger. I love Red Zinger. And so Red Zinger, and I didn't realize this either about Red Zinger until I started doing a lot of research on it. So it lowers your blood pressure. It reduces fat. So it helps your LDL cholesterol, the good and bad cholesterols. It's anti-inflammatory. It contains vitamins A, D, and E, iron, calcium, and vitamin C. Lowers the risk of heart disease. So I didn't know that about this tea, and I love this tea. So maybe that's why I haven't had a heart attack, just saying. So I'll put this with just about any other tea out there because this has a wonderful flavor. I think it has hibiscus leaves and some other stuff in there. Just a really good teas. And so I mix them. I mix and match.
Yeah.
So I'm always getting something new.
Right.
I don't do just one little tea bag. I want to get as much in me in one shot as I possibly can. So probiotic teas are also diabetic friendly. So that's another one that you might want to consider if you're a type 2 diabetic. Go ahead, Heather.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. So, those little pill maker, vitamin maker, it's like a square thing. I forget what it's called. And you can grind up your own mixes or whatever you want to put in capsules. That's something that I want to do, because then I was thinking if I did some, a bunch of different berries and things like that in a capsule, then I'm getting all those like different vitamins and antioxidants and stuff like that in pill form. And then maybe even do like different greens, leafy greens from a variety of different stuff. It's just something I'm thinking about.
we're going to be praying for Joy and Donnie because they just lost power from that tropical storm that's hitting the coast.
Yeah.
Well, it's hitting. We're going to be getting it too because it looks like it's going to go straight up and into the whole state of Tennessee. Yeah, whole state of Tennessee is going to be in that. You know, we needed rain all summer long. We barely got any rain, and now we're getting it. I want to welcome in Pete. Scratching Pete is my buddy. I think he's everybody on YouTube's buddy that's a member of Tuber Chat. So we love Pete, and he goes everywhere. We don't know how he does it, but he's everywhere. I think he's got 100 screens in front of him or something.
Yeah, he probably has a good eye for where he needs to be quickly.
Right. You know, Elvis in his house, he has a room, a media room, and it had, I don't know how many TV screens in there. And he would be in there watching several games or whatever at the same time. Just amazing. I have a hard time watching one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's raining where you're at, Jamie. I got my windows open, but if it starts raining, I'm probably going to have to close the windows just to keep the rain out. But I think my canner stopped. You want to talk for a couple of minutes? Let me go take care of this.
Sure. So is anybody else getting in the storm or near the storm? That's about, I don't know, it's starting to hit in some places. I know that. So, and it looks like it's coming up the coast and like shooting straight up through several states is what I saw earlier today. Okay. The storm came through a couple nights ago where you're at. Where are you at? So I'm West Coast, so I don't know if it's possible. It is going to rain today here. I don't know if like some of the weather, like rain and stuff like that, would travel from East Coast to West Coast because of the storms. I don't know. It might, because sometimes we get from Canada, when Canada has storms and stuff, it comes through down my way.
Well, we're also getting the cool air from Canada.
Yeah.
So that's helping us with the temperatures here, which is wonderful. I'm enjoying it. Bella's Whisper Farmstead, Miss Kristen, welcome in.
Lady, that didn't take long.
Well, I got to wait 5 minutes and then I can go back over there and do this again. I've had a problem with tightening my lids to the right tightness. And so every now and then I get a jar with a lid will pop off inside the canner. And I had one this morning and I know I tightened every one of those lids. And I'm like, so I got it in the recan section with the last batch. So I'm hoping this one don't have any in there.
Right.
It can get quite messy when it's tomato sauce, let me tell you.
Yeah, that's for sure. I had a gal when I was volunteering to do the fair this year because I was doing the agriculture building where people brought in their canned goods and their vegetables and stuff like that. And this lady goes, I don't understand. I really want to be canning. And every time I do, none of the lids seal. And I go, okay, so show me. And I went and took something that was canned because the lady who tests, she taste tests all the stuff to mark for what ribbon you get. So
right.
Lids were off anyways. So I grabbed a jar and I said, show me how you put your lid on your stuff. And I'm like, you make sure you clean it, blah, blah, you know, all that stuff. And she would literally put her hand on the jar and she would spin it and the whole jar and everything would spin. She'd do it 3 times, but she wasn't tightening it at all. And I go, okay. So then I showed her how to, you know, hand tight the lid. And I had her try it a few times and she was so excited. She didn't know that.
Yay.
So, yeah.
So you were able to teach somebody a skill. Hey, Maritza, welcome in. That's Maritza's Yarn and Crafts. If you over tighten it, your lids will buckle. If you under tighten it, they pop off in the canner. And it's popping off when the canner's coming off pressure. So I'm like, oh my Lord, am I going to have to, double check myself every time because I use my weaker hand to tighten my lids. But
Oh
I'm
yeah.
using the Arkansas glass jars, and I noticed it's only with those jars. You know what I found? I found 2 bands this morning that when I put them on the jar, they just spun around and around. They never tightened. So I'm thinking maybe I had bad bands on there.
They might have been like bent or something in a piece.
Yeah, just a little off. And I was like, well, you know, maybe that's what it is. So,
Oh, okay. My son, he's eating a banana, and I thought maybe he wanted to say hello.
ah,
No.
enjoy that banana. I wish I
Yeah,
had some here.
it smells good.
Yeah, they are good. So, I've been doing a lot of canning, y'all, not always on film, on camera. I didn't do this on camera because I just didn't have time. 2 days of cleaning greens. I will do a picture, roll of pictures of me canning what I did, but I'm not going to do the whole video. It's just going to be a little short, sweet video. Plus, I've still got stuff coming in and out of the garden I haven't gotten to. And I'm like, oh my Lord, am I ever going to get done with these greens? I felt like I was swimming in
Yeah.
greens.
Yeah, it does. It gets overwhelming, and it's the end of the season, and you, Susan, have been doing so much preserving food, a lot, and
Well, I
that's
do it.
awesome.
Yeah, I do it every year, but I'm getting older and I'm like, I told my husband, I said, this didn't take me 3 days the last time I did it, but
Yeah,
I was, I had the reaction to the diabetic medication and everything. So my body's out of whack. I'm still, weak from that. And then following last night, I told him, I said, I'm going to bed.
I'm done.
I'm
Yeah,
done. Just stick a fork in me. I'm done.
yeah, yeah. I know. So I got some paint Monday morning to paint my chicken coop, and I was gonna film me painting it, not watching paint dry, but little parts of painting it, and I didn't.
I
So
can't wait to see that
yeah,
ready
I'll
finished.
probably just end up posting pictures on my community tab so that
Everybody
instead of
can see.
video this time. Yeah, yeah. So I like it. I'm not gonna do the red and white like KFC.
You're right.
I'm doing a dark stain for the like trims around the windows, so it'll
Oh,
be
that'll be nice.
the red
Hey,
with a dark trim.
welcome in, Twin Brook Acres. Thank you for coming in. Y'all make sure you're sharing this out. Sharing is caring, hitting those thumbs up. Also, you can leave comments in the chat, no, in the comment box after the video ends. That helps also. Do it on everybody's videos, not just mine. It's just something I've learned along the way of how to, gain that support and get those algorithms rolling in the right direction.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to run over real quick. I'm going to get these jars out of the canner and I'll be right back. So guess what, Heather, you're on your own.
I might scare everybody off.
I don't think so.
So yeah, so I'm painting my chicken coop. So we put it together 2 years ago. Actually, we didn't put it together. It was cheaper to buy a shed. So we bought a shed, and then I cut out off the back side of it. I cut a hole and put the nesting. It's hard to get in here. I put the nesting boxes so they're outside the coop. So I built them so there'd be more room inside. Are you okay back there, Susan?
Yeah, I had 2 lids pop off.
Okay, I heard some weird noise. I have about 27 chickens. And so I have my chickens in a run because in the middle of my property, it's pretty wide open. There's not a lot of trees. So,
Make that 3.
yeah.
Unbelievable.
Oh, darn. Anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah, I had to get that the shed painted, the coop, so that way it doesn't rot. Hi, Gail. Welcome in. yeah, so I'm doing that. We're trying to it's preparedness month this month, and so that's one of the things that we're working on, along with other things. Is uh, yeah, it was cheaper because of the prices of wood and stuff. Wood was like ridiculous, and I told my husband we have to get chickens now because everything was so crazy at that time, you know, and so it was so much cheaper. Not built as nice as it would have been if you could have, you know, purchased the wood for sure. Ooh, that sounds good. Cookie bars. Gail's making cookie bars. So, but yeah. So, anyways, the wood on the shed was already primed, um, and you're supposed to paint it within a year or something. So 2 years later, I'm painting it. Anyways, but yeah. So we're doing little projects around, um, caulking up like seams between, you know, posts and stuff like that on outbuildings and things like that, and getting it sealed up for the winter and helping keep things working and not rotting and things like that. Well, be safe, Jamie. Jamie's listening while she's driving. Are you nervous? Oh, she can't say nervous or excited. Hopefully, more excited than nervous.
I'll be here in a minute.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, just
Take
been
a little bit longer than I expected.
busy. We had rented a table saw the weekend before this last one and got it home and it didn't work. So then we went back and they gave us another table saw. It's like where you rent like whatever kind of equipment for you know, tractors and things like that. Rented it the second one and the second one didn't work. So then finally it was like the end of the day and we're like, we're done. And then this weekend we rented a third time, but they made sure to start it up and make sure it was good before we got it home, because we had some it was a water tile cutter. We had to cut some tiles for some lower cabinets that I bought from a resale store, and I painted them black, and we put board on it, and then we had to have some tiles cut smaller. So I'll be tiling the top of it so that I can set a freeze dryer that we got on it. Ooh, that sounds nice.
I'm back. Did I miss anybody? Hey, Gail, welcome in.
Yeah, I think it was just Gail. Jamie's driving while she's listening.
Thank you, Jamie. Well, I had 3 jars in that batch, and it's all the Arkansas glass jars, but they're normally canned with the one-piece lids. So I'm going to contact the company and let them know that my 2-piece are popping off in the canner. So
yeah, that's too many.
That's too many.
Mm-hmm.
And I love these jars, by the way.
Yeah.
Because they're cheap. They're cheap for me to purchase. The Amish use these, but they use the one-piece canning lids with them.
Oh.
But I got a bad batch of one-piece canning lids that I can only use in the water bath canner. Hush. Roscoe. No. One-piece canning lids I can only use in the water bath, or I can use them for dry goods. And I can't find the button top one piece that I want, so I'm going to call them and see if they carry them. It's just crazy.
So how does the one piece work versus the 2-piece? Is it kind of the same timing and everything, or
it's the same timing? You put your lid on finger tight, but when you take them out of the canner, you crank them down.
Oh, okay, because that you don't do for the 2-piece.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just one of those things. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Freeze dryer. I wish I had one. I can't afford it.
Yeah. So we're just kind of working hard at trying to get things put away and preserved, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to get whatever you can with whatever you've got, you know.
Yep. We'll be praying for y'all, Joy, because their power is going to be out maybe for 2 days. She says maybe trees fell on the power lines. It's very possible.
We had somebody not too long ago run into a power pole up the road from us, and our power was out for like 6 hours.
Oh, wow.
But we didn't know because we couldn't see at first. It took quite a while before we realized. Yeah, that's what we did too with the freeze dryer. So my son was got braces done, so we'd been making payments every month for the braces, and so now we're making payments for the freeze dryer, which the payments are cheaper than the braces. So,
well, maybe that's the route I need to go because I can't win one. I've tried.
me too. I tried and tried and tried. So for years. Excuse me.
Different styles. Welcome in.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing. You know, I mean, I hate having payments, but we had them going anyways. So we're used to the payments coming out every month anyway. So we've learned to allot for it and adjust. So that's an option.
Yep, they're pinging, so that's a good sign. The rest of them.
Yeah.
So what I've been doing with these, because it's only those jars, is I do when I take them out, I crank that lid back down, the band, because I don't know what's going on, but those bands get extremely loose on those jars, which can cause fails. So, like I said, I'm going to talk to Arkansas Glass about all that. It's just a canning mystery to me.
Yeah.
Especially when I took, I put those 2 bands that were clean and they just spun around. I was like, well, this isn't working. So something's
weird that they're not. They should.
Yeah, because they told me on the phone that I could use the 2-piece on them, no problem. But I'm having problems, so I don't know. And I'm using the Superb canning lids, which usually has 0 fails. I mean, they are really fantastic. But when they pop off your jar, you can't do anything about it.
Whose channel makes you hungry?
Hey, Bud Files. Hey, Miss Sue. That's John and Sue at the Bud Files.
Oh, that's cool. I know. I thought about emailing them and seeing, but.
Now, the freeze dryer, I probably wouldn't be canning near as much if I had a freeze dryer. I'll be honest with you. I would be using that bad boy and dehydrating as much as possible because it takes up less space. Yeah. When you finally put your product away, a quart jar will hold, I don't know how many eggs, powdered eggs and stuff.
Yeah, true.
I haven't. Go ahead.
Prairie Living Twin says it doesn't hurt to ask, if you can get a discount or something, or run it on your YouTube channel, sending emails. I thought about doing that for a few places, sending an email asking for something to donate to my channel members and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking for some solar panels and a solar unit to run because we don't know if we're going to lose power. Oh. One of the issues I have is I have a well, but it's on electricity. And so I wouldn't be able to get water. Hey, Teresa with Old Ways Gardening and Prepping.
I have, I'll send you a message about that. Generators. There's actually companies that will help give you a generator.
Awesome. I need to find out who to contact. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that I want. And another one is we really want to put a pond in because we don't have a water anything close by if we had a fire. So we needed water for the pump, the fire department pump, to be able to pump out of the little area we have. And
Yeah.
our neighbor next door doesn't have one either. But the front yard used to be a pond there, but they filled it in, I do believe, because there's a lot of little seashells and stuff there.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm thinking that, it was filled in at one time. The neighbor at the end of the road, which is about a half a mile from us, has twin ponds, but their hoses would not reach from there to my house.
Yeah. We used to have one down on the back of our property, but way back in the day they put those clay tubes. I don't know, they're like round clay pieces, and they
Yeah.
funneled it out and down off the property.
Yeah.
I guess I heard stories back in the day, the part where it was like filled up with water. Kids back when it used to get cold enough, ice skate on it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, it was that cold here? I do remember as a kid, they used to have snow plows. And I remember seeing like piles of snow here in Oregon.
Right.
Oh, it's not like that.
Yeah, different styles. We've had lightning strike twice on our property close to the house. That scares me. Actually 3 times. One, it hit a tree out in the front yard, and then it hit a tree in the backyard. And then we had a lightning strike right outside my kitchen window maybe about a month ago. So I told my husband, I said, we do definitely need to get a pond dug. And we may have to line it because we have nothing but sandy soil there. I mean, yeah, it's probably going to be a nice little expense to get done.
Yeah.
But the other property that we own that we had to get rid of for me to get my Social Security SSI had a pond on it, but the trailer on it was just a single wide. So, and the pond was down in this gully, and the trailer was up on a hill, and it was a heck of a yard to have to mow. I mean, it was awful.
Oh yeah, and then to haul that water up.
Right.
That's hard.
Yeah. So I'm kind of glad we got rid of the property, although the property taxes there was cheaper than what we pay here. Crazy. But we don't have bad taxes where we're at, which I'm thankful for too. It's just, because we're out in the county, we're not in the city, our taxes are a lot cheaper.
Our taxes, so before we bought our property, we lived in a cul-de-sac, and our property taxes, so it was just a regular, lot with a house on it. Our property taxes are half the amount for 12 acres.
Wow. Yeah. See, when I was down in Memphis, our property taxes were about a little over $3,000 a year. And here it's just a little over 1,000. So we're about 1/3 of what we were paying there. It's just amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy, the differences. I don't think it's fair.
It's not fair. It all depends on the municipalities. If it's in a city, you're going to pay more for a little bit. And the thing of it was a 1/3 acre lot that I'm paying $3,000 in taxes for. So I liked the fact that we moved into the county. We didn't even look at the taxes when we bought the property. We were just amazed. And another thing we were amazed was the utilities. Our utility bill is like 1/3 of what it was in Memphis as well.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Well, for one, we have well water, but we do pay electric to draw the water.
Yeah.
When you're running water all day long, guess what? It's running that bill up.
Yeah.
Yeah, city and county taxes down there now. Yeah, it's double whammy down there. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's just so weird. I feel like if everybody paid the same for lunch, everybody paid the same for water, and everybody paid the same, it would all balance out instead of having it so.
It's called greed. People are greedy. These corporations are greedy. our electric here is managed by the people of the area. So we're all members of that cooperative, which kind of keeps the price down, which is nice. And they also did a really nice dinner one night with a show and everything for all the members to come in and vote, and they gave away prizes, and they gave away some really nice prizes. I was surprised. Some of it was cash, and I was like, I could really use that cash. Didn't care too much about the televisions they were giving away, but cash would be very, very nice.
Yeah. Do you use acres? Use the acres? Just wondering. Are you asking Smoky Mountain Ridge or me? I do. Yes, I do. I have cows. Oh, see, they have livestock. And some of the pastures are left without animals for rotation because you don't want to graze animals continuously on the same piece. You want to get them off for a time period so that the grass and everything can mend itself and reduce, worms and bugs and things like that for the animals.
Yeah. See, we've got chickens, turkeys, and ducks. We got an area back in the back corner of our lot that we would like to put pigs. Mm-hmm. We'd like to raise some hogs for our consumption. Yeah. Because they don't need a huge space, but they need one big enough for them to move around in. And we thought about, getting either sheep or goats to mow the grass. And we're on 1.5 acres. So we'd be cutting it really close.
Yeah, if you manage what you have really well, it can work.
Right.
So definitely.
But the cost of feed is what's holding us back now. I mean,
yeah, that's for sure. So
the cost of feed has skyrocketed. When we first started buying for chickens, we were paying $6 for a 50-pound bag of feed. Now it's $13 or $14, and we're going to a place that mixes their own feed. If we were going to Tractor Supply or somewhere like that, it's like $20-something a bag.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of chickens to feed. And, they go through, we put 150 pounds of feed in a 50-gallon bucket, the trash can, those big trash cans.
Yeah.
And they'll go through that in a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many chickens do you have?
He counted the other night. We have 67 of the big chickens. And then we have no clue how many little chickens we have now because they just keep reproducing.
Oh.
Plus we have ducks, and then we have 2 turkeys. And we're getting a male turkey this weekend.
Really?
We bought a turkey. A friend of ours bought the turkey. He's got it at his house, and we've got to go pick it up. It's a young male, so we'll have to clip its wing to make sure it doesn't fly out. I want to welcome in Karen Gadiosi and Mark with Corner Clubhouse Cobalt. And I hope I didn't miss anybody in chat. If I did, just forgive me.
Yeah, it's pricey for sure. If there's anything that you can do to supplement, like corn and vegetables, things like that.
Yeah, we give them vegetable scraps all summer long, so they're used to getting that. And then in the winter, we give them oats. We add cooked oats and stuff like that to their diet. But they also we also amend the chicken feed with cleaned oats. I think it's cleaned oats. And black oil sunflower seed.
Yeah.
So we get that as an amendment.
Yep.
If we notice that their shells are looking kind of funny, they get the extra amendments added in. Okay. If they're fine, they just get the regular feed.
It's a good idea.
Yep. And it's a corn-based mash that they're getting, so we don't have to worry about wintertime. Wintertime, you usually give them more corn because that warms their body up. or they'll get that frostbite on their cones and all that and their
Yeah.
feet. You don't want that.
Yeah, I think it was Garden State Gardener who posted a picture of corn and what it used to look like way back. And the corn used to be these little slivers of corn, and now our corns are like,
Yeah.
oh, like our food intake is so huge. And
Yeah.
chickens, like, they were scrawny back then.
Well, our chickens are fat and healthy, but you know what? We don't give them a lot of feed. Teresa made a comment, and I agree with her. Remember how the ancestors fed their animals? You know, they didn't feed all this stuff to the animals. They got hay, or they got, simple
Scrap.
things. They got
Yeah.
scrap. Even the dogs got scraps. My grandparents, after supper was over, whatever food was left from the day was thrown out to the dogs. That was their only meal. They didn't get dog food. But our chickens and our ducks and our turkeys, free range all day long. So they're getting plenty of worms and bugs and whatever else is out there that they can grab hold of. So we don't worry about them too much, but we give them the mash to kind of help with the laying, that part of it.
Yeah. It's funny. I was just sent yesterday from my half sister a picture of my great grandma.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she was just a baby in a photo of her holding her.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so neat. So that was neat because I'd never seen that before.
Yep. I got some old pictures of my family, and I'm thankful that I have them. I really am.
My grandma used to move around a lot in her younger days. She's not here anymore, but she moved around quite a lot and wasn't good at keeping photos. So it's up to finding out if other family members and stuff have photos. So,
Right.
My
Yep.
mom was good at it, but
So, family is so vitally important, and it's so fragmented this day and age, and we really need to get our families to come back together. Children don't come visit their parents anymore. They're expecting their parents to go visit them. And it should be the other way around. We're the ones that are aging. You know what I'm saying? They're young and vibrant and still able to do. Yeah. And, distance can hurt a family because you can't travel every weekend to go visit like we used to. But I remember being at my grandma's house on the weekends, our mother cooking a big Sunday dinner and everybody gathering around the table. And I miss that. I miss that time together. And so we need to bring that back because our grandchildren are missing out on a lot of time with grandparents.
See, I didn't get that. I didn't have the family meals and the visiting the relatives growing up. So, but with my kids, we do the family meals and the kids come to me.
Yeah.
So we have the holidays here, and I actually have 3 of my kids have been home since the weekend. And 3 of my grandchildren. So we've got a full household. They're all at school right now, so.
Welcome in, Timmy Twist Zones. Thank you for coming in, and you're a new channel to me, so I'll have to go check you out. If I could get my phone to work, I'd go to your page and make sure I got it. And it's just not doing anything. The other day, it froze up, and I couldn't even get on it. It was awful.
Yeah, I know sometimes it's weird. Sometimes I think it might be my internet, or I don't know. Like, I can't see when I'm looking at the YouTube videos. I can't see what the descriptions are on them. I just see the channel. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm hitting the button, and it's doing absolutely nothing. It's just not doing anything. There it goes. Well, it went to Thrifty Fun. That's not what I wanted.
That sounds
I want
fun.
that one. It's not going to let me get on it. Anyway, I wanted to tell y'all that they came out with a study, and it was on our news last night, that a lot of the breast cancer is being caused by chemicals in our food. So it's the packaging of our food that they're putting it in, the plastic wraps, the trays, the cardboard, things like that, is causing cancers. And it's causing breast cancer in particular. So just be aware of that when you're going shopping at the store, and try to get away from as much of what you can. I think we really need to go back to using the freeze paper for wrapping meats and stuff, and having the open counters where you actually see the cut of meat that you're buying. I think they need to get back to that and get away from all this other stuff that they're using to put out food in.
Yeah.
Vegetables used to be laid out. You could go pick out your vegetables, and it went into a paper bag. It didn't go into plastic, things like that. And so I really think we need to get back to that. We are seeing so many cancers in our nation. Unbelievable. And there's a lady that I ran into at our antique mall, is a believer, and she is also a naturalist. She has her mother's herbal book and remedies, and she's been using that for years. The doctor told her when she came in that she should have stage 4 cancer, but she did not. So it was because she's using products like the sour sop and things that her mother had written down. I told her she needed to have the book typed up and publish it so that she can pay for her medical treatments, because her family forced her to go to chemo. She didn't want to go. Hey, Jennifer Ocean Homestead, welcome in.
Yeah, actually, when we bought our land, we built our house so that the kids can come back, and they have been coming back here and there. So yeah, that was the whole plan.
Yeah.
To be able to have space for the family to come if need be.
Yeah, a lot of places outside the United States, our food is banned. Russia, Jennifer Ocean's talking about Russia.
Yeah.
But in most countries, the American foods are banned. That ought to tell you something.
Yeah, it's really sad.
And I don't care what anybody says. I still say it. I think they're trying to us. Just do. I argued with my doctor over the diabetes medicine. She says, well, you need to go see the endocrinologist because I've run out of options to give you medication. Well, if you can't give me a medication that's not going to be full of chemicals that's going to affect my body, what are they going to do for me? Literally. And I told her no. And I told her, I said, I'm going to do keto. And I'm going to be doing keto pretty much, sticking to the keto plan. But I'm going to have some other meals in there that are more diabetic friendly, because you got to have a little bit of carbs or you get hypoglycemia. And so I don't want to be in hypoglycemia all the time. And that's what happened to me the 4th day is I went into hypoglycemia. I had a massive headache and I knew I wasn't right. And so I told my husband, bring home some carbs. And he did. Boy, my sugar went up that night, almost 300, but the next morning it was down to 158. And that's without medication. And the medication wasn't doing anything. She raised me from 10 units to 45 units of this medication.
Wow.
And there was absolutely no difference in my numbers. None whatsoever.
That's a lot of a big difference in nothing.
Yeah. The brain functions on glucose. That's very, very true. It also functions on cholesterol. And that's 2 of the medications they shove at us. And you wonder why we have so much dementia and Alzheimer's in our nation. Hey, John Pohl, welcome in.
So kind of like what that saying to me, I don't know, I might be wrong, is the medication that you were just talking about where you were on 10 units to 45, you said,
Yeah.
and it did really nothing. Maybe that's just the wrong, that thing is not fixing whatever you need. It's not.
Well, I had reactions to it, and I had a
Yeah.
lot of reactions to it too. You know, I went in there with a list. I went in there armed, literally, with a list of every reaction I had had to it since she raised the dosage. One of them was I have polyneuropathy. I've had it for years, and it wasn't diabetic related. It was nerve damage, but it wasn't diabetic related. And it literally tripled overnight when I started the higher dose.
That's
And
bad.
it was awful, you know, and I think that's probably why I fell, because the neuropathy has gotten so bad. I had brain fog really bad. I was forgetful. I forgot Gail's live that day. I had looked at it that morning. I knew I was going to do it, and then it just wasn't there anymore. And I felt so bad. I felt so bad that I missed that. And, you know, brain fog and that, and those are signs of Alzheimer's, y'all. And my mother had Alzheimer's. So I was like fearful at that point. I was like, no, this is not working for me. But I had other side effects too. I mean, there was a long list. And so I told her, I said, every single one of these is a symptom of taking diabetic medications, especially insulin. She says, but we have all these other, you know, studies and stuff that says the opposite. And I'm like, I'm telling you, I'm not taking this medication anymore. And I've already had reactions to, I don't know how many. I've got a list of medications that are diabetic. And I was like, I'm not doing this no more. Yeah, I do take extra magnesium for the neuropathy. I'm also taking L-lysine, alpha lipoic acid, and I'm exercising my legs because I've got to build up the strength in my legs.
Yeah.
But when you're a diabetic, and it's a death sentence, y'all, because there's no cure according to them. The cure is diet and exercise. But they don't want you to do diet and exercise. Think about it. We go to doctors these days for wellness visits. We never went to the doctor unless we were sick when I was a child. Never. And then they want you to have a team of about 20 doctors so you could start your own practice. And every doctor's telling you something different. I'm coming down on them because I'm just frustrated, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm not telling anybody stop going to your doctor. I'm just telling you my experience with this.
Ask questions. Ask questions. Question what they're giving you. Why are you giving me this? What's in it? Why? Yeah,
you have to know what salts to use. You gotta know a lot of things. And see, I have all these autoimmune diseases. And so I do ask questions. A lot of times I'd go in there and tell them things that they didn't even know you could do for that particular thing.
Which is sad. That's sad that you know.
That I shouldn't be telling my doctor what I should be doing. That doctor should be telling me what I should be doing, and it shouldn't be all medication. So I'm going to try very, very hard to get off of all the prescriptions that I'm on. I'm not on a lot, but I am going to try to get off of all of them. I have been at between 65 and 75 pounds lost for about 5 years now. So
that's good.
Yeah, I want to get more of the weight off. And so I told my husband, I said, you're either on board or you're putting me in the grave. So, you know, basically I'm telling him stop bringing home junk food.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
you need to send those to me, Jennifer. But yeah, do your research, you know, on your own health is very, very important. Yeah, and it is big pharma. Big pharma's pushing this. The government's pushing this. The doctors are getting kickbacks for this. It's become something totally different than when I was a kid when they gave you penicillin, which was bread mold. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, and listening to your body is very, very important. So y'all are going to see some changes. I mean, I may still be cooking some stuff that y'all think I shouldn't be eating. I am involved in some collaborations after all. And sometimes you just have to roll with it. I do have a husband who'll eat anything I put on the table. He hasn't had any, he's only had the one reaction, and that was because they kept switching us from Ozempic to Mounjaro and then back to Ozempic, and it just messed our whole system up. Both of us. And the doctor argued about that. Well, it's because of what you were eating and you gave yourself a bacterial infection. No, ma'am. He's totally different than I do. No, ma'am. You know, so I just, let them know right off the bat that wasn't going to fly with me. They try to make it sound like it's all your fault. It's not your fault. If I didn't go to a doctor for my arthritis, I would have probably never had lupus. The lupus was brought on by a medication. And I know this is a fact. And you can't go and sue these pharmaceutical companies. They've got so much red tape that you could go through before you could even sue them. I'm not dead, so I can't sue them, basically.
Yeah.
I'm going to hang on to my health insurance because God forbid I do have to go to the hospital, but I dread that because I feel like they're killing people there. I really do. I told my husband, I said, I really don't want to go to the hospital again, ever. I don't care if I need surgery or not. I don't want to go.
Yeah, I don't want to go.
And then I told my doctor, this is what was so funny. It's my body. The whole abortion thing is my body, my choice. Well, I threw it at him for this.
Yeah.
And she just kind of looked at me, and rolled her eyes.
That's actually been in my mind a lot every time I'm reading these things. I'm like, well, what about that?
Yeah.
That's not fitting what you were doing before.
Yeah.
What you're saying now.
So, I go in there and I tell her, well, I've been online researching this and this is what I'm taking. And she rolls her eyes at me and she says, well, we'll see. But she kept trying to push me to go to the endocrinologist. She says, well, you'll be back in 3 months. We'll do the blood work and you'll be going to an endocrinologist. So basically she's telling me I'm going to fail out the starting gate at this. She doesn't know me that well. She really doesn't.
Susan's been challenged.
I've been challenged. Let me tell you, the bullheadedness in me comes out. That's all I can say. I get very bullheaded.
What's your birth month?
It's April.
Oh, I'm a Taurus too.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got to think all these prescriptions, especially these insulins and everything, it's chemicals. And you're injecting it into yourself. You're buying the stuff. You're buying into what the doctor's telling you. You're buying the stuff and you're self-injecting. It's a new form of slavery, folks. It's a new form of slavery.
Well, so for us, my family, me and my husband's and my youngest son, we eat, I'd say 80% of the stuff that we've raised or grown ourselves.
Right.
So now if we go and eat out somewhere, guess what? We feel sick immediately.
Yep. Yeah, Teresa, I know you've been fighting with the doctors because you have had a challenge on your hand with your husband, and I'm praying that he's doing much better. Jennifer says, I was literally dying for a month at any moment I could have dropped dead. I hate hospitals. I agree with you because I've been there 3 times, maybe 4, within a 3-month period, I was at death's door, no lie. And this was over 10 years ago, just saying. I don't trust them. I don't trust, once that Kabobo came out, I don't trust them anymore. All that trust went right out the window. And I let the doctor know that. I said, y'all lost the trust when this was pulled. Yeah. You lost the trust when this was pulled. And it should have been, I should have had my eyes open before that. The Bible talks about us, even the very elect will be deceived. Mm-hmm. Boy, that was a wake-up call. I was like, yeah, that's it. We're going to do our little Bible verse here, and it has nothing to do with what we've been talking about. But I thought it was a nice verse for us because it talks about Jesus, and it's one of the biblical prophecies of him. It's Isaiah chapter 25, verses 8 and 9. He will swallow up death in victory, and the Lord God will wipe away tears from all the faces, and the rebuke of his people shall he take away from off all the earth, for the Lord hath spoken it. And it shall be said in that day, Lo, this is our God, we have waited for him, and he will save us. This is the Lord, we have waited for him. We will be glad and rejoice in his salvation. That was fulfilled by Jesus in circa 32 AD. The Bible is full of biblical prophecies like this, and there's 360 something prophecies about the Messiah, and Jesus is the only one that has fulfilled every single one of them. And right now in Israel, they have a guy wearing glasses that they're calling the Messiah. Jesus didn't even need glasses. I mean, he was perfect. He was a perfect man and God at the same time. So I wanted to share that with y'all. It's a little deep, but I thought, sometimes people don't know these scriptures are there. And what better way than me to kind of share that with you? If you have any prayer requests, you can drop them and I'll try to write them down, and we'll get that taken care of at the end of our live. We've got about 15 minutes left. So we've had some interesting discussions, Heather.
Yeah, we have.
This has been totally different because, I'm flying by the seat of my pants. Heather offered to come up with me today, and I was so thankful. I was like, good, because I haven't planned anything. But, sometimes we do need to just take a look at our health. Mm-hmm. Take a look at what we're eating, because food is medicine or it is your death sentence, and you need to be aware of that.
Yeah, that's the cause of a lot of things going on in your body.
Yeah, and a lot of it's self-inflicted. And now there's things out there that we have no control over, but these are self-inflicted. We're going to the grocery store and buying the junk and taking it home, not knowing what's in it, and eating it and feeding it to our family. I urge everybody to read labels. I constantly bring this up. Read labels, read labels, read labels. If it's not simple ingredients, don't buy it because it's full of junk. They're putting synthetics in your food. They're putting chemicals in the wrappings. We don't know what else they're doing. And even though the stuff that they're saying is organic in the grocery store is not organic, because they can label it organic and still spray it with chemicals. Did y'all know that? Mm-hmm. Unless that label says 100% organic, it is not. It is not. That's why it's so important for everybody to get on board with growing your own groceries, getting used to eating the way that God intended us to eat.
And how Granny used to do it.
Yeah. And Teresa said the only thing we don't have control over is genetics. Well, they're even messing with that, Teresa. They're even messing with that. A lot of stuff that they're given, like for lupus and for the arthritis, are called biologics for a reason. It messes with your genetics.
Guinea pig?
Huh?
I say guinea pig.
Yeah. Different style says UK food is better. I would believe that, because we have got a lot of garbage over here being sold on our grocery store shelves. I have commercial farmers next to our property. I have an organic garden in my yard. One of the ways that I kind of filter out some of the stuff that they're spraying over there is we allow the weeds and the trees and the bushes and all that to grow along our property line to kind of block that. So we're doing everything we can, but y'all, even the wildlife eats out of those fields. And that's a shame. That's really a shame. So we need to be more diligent. We need to be telling our elected officials, we don't want this stuff anymore. We want it fixed. And we want to go back to what is good for our bodies. Hey, Rudy, welcome in. So anybody that didn't hear me at the beginning of this, I'm doing my watch time a little different these days. I am sharing you out. I've got 6 different social media platforms right now, and I've actually got more that I could share on. So I'm taking your names and I'm putting you out there, your videos. So hopefully that's going to draw more people into your channels. I just cannot keep up. I just can't, I don't know how some of these, I don't think the bigger channels do it anymore. I'll be honest with you, because you just can't. They might help somebody along for a little while and then they'll just move on to somebody else. I didn't sign up for YouTube to do this. I don't think any of us did, but being a small channel, you have to support one another to help you grow. And so we're going to continue to do that. I may bring up a wheel later on and say, well, I'm going to watch these channels this week and the rest of y'all will get shared out or something like that. We'll figure it out.
That sounds like it would work.
Yeah, something different. So just something that we want to take into consideration. I am at 1,800 friends, and I'm looking forward to the 2K. We will be doing a giveaway for that. October the 2nd, I'm doing Scarecrow 24 giveaway live on this live. If you have entered by commenting on any of the videos or all of the videos, you need to be present to win. The collaborators can win a prize as well. The Scarecrow 24 is just for fun. You can dress to be a scarecrow. You can paint a scarecrow, draw a scarecrow, make a scarecrow, do a tablescape like back here.
Shoot, I can just wake up out of bed and look.
Just throw the straw hat on, right? But
there you go.
There's some really cute videos in that. You need to go watch the playlist. It is really cute. And we're giving away some decent prizes, and most of them are going to be for kitchen or for the garden. So
that sounds exciting.
Yeah. And then I'm going to be doing also on October the 2nd, I'm going to be doing my Fall Fest 24 semifinalist drawing. That'll be on a separate video, and you'll have 72 hours to contact me with your mailing and email information so that we can get your prizes to you if you win the grand prize. My semifinalist is going to get a gift card. I still don't know how much I'm going to give. I just haven't had time to even think things through.
Yeah.
October, the first week of October, I've got 3 new collaborations that I'm in. I'm crazy. I know it. I know it.
Yeah, there's stuff coming up, so it's exciting though.
Yeah.
So into the fall and winter.
Yeah. So I love the fall time because of all these new collaborations. The 1896 Fanny Farmer collaboration with Luann and me is still an open collaboration. If you don't have a Fanny Farmer cookbook, you can go online to Pinterest, or you can go to the archives and find recipes, or you can use a family scratch recipe in that and enter that collaboration, because there's going to be a giveaway with that. It's going to be vintage cookbooks. I'm pretty sure that's going to be it. Vintage cookbooks. Y'all, I have over 200 cookbooks. I don't use all of them.
You and Luann. Luann has.
Yeah. So I'm probably going to let go of some of the cookbooks and try to pare it down a little bit, because I'm running out of room to put them, and I keep buying them. Y'all. I have a bad habit of buying cookbooks. You wish you could come over for dinner one night? Well, if you lived closer, maybe. We're going to have a lot of fun, though. I've still got the Cleaning Hacks 24 going on. I'm having brain farts. Freezer Clean Out 24. And what was the other one? Oh.
So you got the Scarecrow, the Cleaning Hacks.
There's another one, and it's probably dropped somewhere in the chat. Declutter Challenge.
Yes.
That's the other one. So I still got those going on. They'll go on until the end of December. You're just getting vital information and maybe some inspiration to help you along the way. Those are open collaborations too. You can also jump onto those. Use the playlist in your description box, tag my channel, use the hashtag. Very simple. And I'm going to do a summary video. I may just do one summary video of all three of those together. I haven't decided yet. Teresa says she has over 400 cookbooks. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You run out of room after a while, and you kind of lose those recipes.
I don't know. I just have like a small shelf of them, but I don't really use them very much.
Yeah. Because most of the recipes are in our head anyway, right?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. Christy Betts, welcome in, and PK Adventure Travels.
Oh yeah, the chili collaboration. Who's doing that? Is that
that's Luann and Blackberry Rock Homestead.
I need to do that. Even though I just made chili last week.
Well, I'm going to do it, but I'm not doing it the first week of October because I've got those three. I just can't.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, well, I'll do it because we love chili. I may just can chili. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Just add shelves. Yeah, but after a while, that weight, I live in a double wide mobile home. That weight is going to damage my floors.
Yeah, might be on the ground.
Yeah, I might be living in a tent.
Yeah. So Dakota or Donovan, I'm on the live. Yeah.
We've had so much fun, y'all. We really have. We've enjoyed everybody coming in to chat today and chatting with us. It's been kind of a lighthearted, a little bit of, the drama from the medical end of it, but I try not to bring too much drama. But when I am impressed upon that I need to speak up, I'm going to.
Yeah.
May lose my channel over it. Who knows? But, God always tells me when I need to speak and when I need to hold my tongue. Yeah, it's getting cold, so it is chili time. Yeah, I usually try to have some canned chili on my shelves. We talked about this earlier about the chili.
Yeah.
Go about curing it. But it doesn't have to be a chili per se. It could be using chilies, any kind of hot peppers in your recipe. So that's a great collaboration. It's her second year doing this. Luann has got great channels, and we want to see them both grow. So if y'all would do me a favor and just go grab one of her videos and share it out occasionally, because she's got a lot of knowledge and it's just not going anywhere.
Yeah. She does, and she's so sweet.
That's okay, Teresa. I know you're busy. You're busy like most of us, getting all the stuff prepared and prepped. This
Yeah.
is prepping month, isn't it? What is it
Yep.
called?
Preparedness month.
Yeah, preparedness month. So, are you prepared? Is your house in order?
Yeah.
Mine's not. Mine's not by a long.
So it could be very overwhelming. So write your lists, categorize the lists by room if you need to, but don't feel the pressure to get it all done right now. Just
Yep.
pick something and work at it. Chop away
Yep.
at it when you can, the best that you can.
Yeah.
So,
If you have a budget of $10 or $15 and that's all you have, go to the Dollar Tree and buy
yeah.
stuff. Literally, folks. Go to the discount groceries. I go to the discount grocery. There's no shame in that. Find where you can find bargains at in your area.
Yeah. It is a daily thing for sure.
Yeah, I do it 365. There's no stop for me. I'm prepping something every day. There's areas that need work. I told my husband, I said, we need to work on this area.
Yeah.
He's lax because he hasn't done as much as I have as far as prepping. But our biggest prep is to know Jesus. Absolutely. Know Jesus. We could be called out of here any day according to God's word. So whatever I prep for our home, somebody else is going to be able to benefit from that one day. And I probably will never go through all the food that we have because we have 3 freezers full of food that I need to get prepped. That's a lot of food.
Yeah, but at least you're able to feed yourself.
Yeah. Dollar General has a dollar aisle. Teresa, I had to give you all the goldenrod here because I'm allergic to it. Crazy. Well, y'all, we're almost at the hour and a half mark, so I think we're going to close this out. I appreciate everybody coming in. Thank you so much, Heather, for being on panel with me today. We're going to have to do this again, and maybe I'll come over to yours if it's not late at night.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't usually do late at night, so it would be later than your lives, but just because of the timing.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't do nights and weekends, folks, but if you want me on either one of us on a live, all you have to do is reach out and email us. I can put Heather's email up. Mine is the hillbillychickenranch@gmail.com. Actually, I don't have to. Yours is milkandhoneyheritagefarms@gmail.com.
Yep.
Very simple.
Yep. So just keep doing the things, do what you can, make those lists, but don't look at the list and think, oh my gosh, there's no way. I mean, there's things that we need that we can't afford, but you work on the things
that you can.
Do what you can. And that's better than nothing at all.
Yep. And we don't know what disaster's coming next. We really don't. So
we've got 6 weeks to do what we can.
Yeah, 6 weeks. Hey, quiet listener, thank you for coming in. We're getting ready to close out, but I do appreciate you being here. And thank you to everybody that has shared this out. I appreciate that. Your channels will be shared out this week. I've got a list of them going, y'all.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, a great solution.
Yeah, because it's just getting too much for me. I do, like I said, I do still run some people's channels to help them with watch hours. But I think that, eventually YouTube's going to crack down on all this. So we want to be careful with what we're doing.
Get your books, get whatever books you need from thrift stores or garage sales, estate sales. People don't buy the books.
Yep. And you can probably get them really cheap.
Yep, canning equipment, things like that, estate sales and things like that, back in the far corners and boxes, whatever.
Yep.
Do what you can.
Talk to people at church or in your community centers about jars. If they've got glass jars they want to get rid of. I use store-bought jars for spices and dry goods and stuff like that.
Me too.
You know, and if you can get free jars, hey, you know how much they're costing in the store to buy a case? I mean, really, it's quite expensive. And network in your area. I can't express it enough. Have a network in your area. So when the shit hits, pardon my French.
You said it.
I said it. When it hits, make sure that you have a network in place where you can barter.
Yeah.
Normally I don't cuss y'all, but that was just one that just slipped. But I was trying to figure out how to say it. You know, the little letters.
Why not just say it?
Yeah. Be careful what you say on YouTube too. Just saying.
I'm not sure if his son's still in the hospital or not. I haven't heard the update.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there will be one soon.
Yeah, Bushcraft family definitely needs prayers, y'all. And if y'all can go over and help keep his channel up and getting hours, that would be highly appreciated. So please do that. We need to support each one. And Teresa's still fighting for disability for Junior. It is a fight down there in Memphis, Teresa. I'm not going to lie to you. You probably need to get a lawyer involved. Don't use the lawyer I did. They didn't do anything. I did all the work, and then we walked in, and I got SSI instead of disability over something the doctor did. One of the doctors did.
Yeah, Diane, you can reseal them with a vacuum sealer. Yes, but for dry goods only.
Yeah. You would need to recan pickles and sauces with a new lid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Quiet Listener is needing some help there, folks. So if y'all can get over there and check her out, that would be beneficial to her. All righty, we're going to close out. Nobody left any real prayer requests, so we're just going to go ahead and go with it. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for the many blessings, Father. We thank you that we have friends that can come together through this venue called YouTube. Thank you for Heather, Father, and for every person in the chat today, and for those that are watching either before or after. Father, we appreciate each and every one of them. Be with them, God, and bless them and keep them until we meet again. Thank you, Father, for all you have done, are doing, and will continue to do on our behalf. Father, we know that you are over our elections. We're asking for evil people to be removed from high positions, from the president all the way down to our local government, Father, and that you will put God-fearing men and women in place that will honor our Constitution and our Bible and our beliefs in God. Thank you again, Father, for your protection, because your word says that you protect your children. So thank you for that, Father. Be with everyone that has some kind of illness going on, Father, today. Send healing out to those that need it, Father. We thank you in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you, folks. We love you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, that storm is.